Here's Miss Darlene. Yes, they can see you.
Okay. Well, we're running a little bit late. We got to get things set up, and we wanted to show the sparkle beads hanging. And so I wanted to show you two different kinds. This one that I have my hand behind is more of a terracotta bead that's been painted. And you can see the little llamas on them. So I made my, y'all know I have llamas. So, so here I found some llama beads on Fire Mountain Gems. It's a company where you can order different kinds of beads and things if you're into doing necklaces and earrings and stuff. So that one is for inside. I would not put this outside because the weather would destroy the paint and the terracotta, and it would just fall apart over the winter. So just like you wouldn't put a terracotta pot outside, you wouldn't put these beads. Okay, but I do have it mixed up with, these are plastic. But as long as they get glitter in the sun, it doesn't matter if they're glass or acrylic or whatever.
So pretty.
Now these are glass beads. So this one right here is an acrylic, but all the rest of them are glass, and you can see how the sun kind of shines through. And then here's the mirror, and I'm going to show you how to put that on. It's so easy, but I just had to kind of figure it out. And then also this is just something I found off of the end of a wind chime or something, and I just used it to put at the end because you need something on the end to kind of weight it down. This is just a washer. It's nothing fancy, and that's what I'm going to use today. It's just a plain old washer.
You could just use anything.
Anything, as long as it just has a teeny bit. You don't want it to be really heavy, right? Mm-hmm. But you just want it to have a little bit of heft so it can hold out. Now look at the very top. It took me a while to figure this one out. So I have these to show you in a bag, but this actually twirls. See how this turns? Mm-hmm. And it's actually, you'll find them in the fishing section because people use them to fish rod and reel with these. But then it has this little plate on the end, where you could hook it onto something. But this actually turns in the wind.
And that just keeps the string from getting like torque on it?
Torque, yes, torque. And then also you want them, to kind of turn if you can, to just kind of keep it interesting. But the wind, the wind is going to turn it.
I mean, even the slight breeze that we have right now, y'all can see even on this video how beautiful this is. Just even the slightest movement creates that sparkle.
I wish you could see, the mirror, like sparkling. But I have two of these kind at my pond. And I have it hanging in my Ukigumo redbud, and it just hangs down, and when the sunlight hits it, then you see that reflection, the sparkle all over the pond. And it's just really beautiful.
I think we should call it garden jewelry because to me, I mean, that's what it is. You can accessorize, you can change colors from season to season. I mean, how much fun could this be? I mean, you could make it color coordinate with whatever you've got blooming.
And as I said, you could use glass beads, you can use acrylic, whatever, and whatever colors. Now these are just beads I had left over from, I probably found several at yard sales. I've been a big yard sailor.
Stuff like that, I feel like always turns out the best. Like even quilts, when you're just using whatever's left over, sometimes the least thought out plan ends up being, the best one.
As far as the mirrors go, see how these are kind of closer together, and these are farther apart. These are probably, like 7 inches, 5 inches, and they don't have to be, symmetrical.
Yes.
Just wherever you want.
You can definitely tell how the one on the left has much more sparkle because the mirrors are placed more closely together. Yeah. So just depending on how much you're wanting in that place in your garden.
Really, if you wanted to, you can make the whole thing out of mirrors.
Oh yeah. How cool would that be?
The first one that I ever saw, was just completely mirrors. And I was telling you earlier about the first one I saw. I went on a Carter's pond tour, and this lady had a backyard and just a little pool and had a little cabana with the curtains, and I mean, it was just beautiful. And then I kept seeing these sparkles, and I was like, where are those sparkles coming from? And I realized she had several of these hanging, and I thought, well, I can do that. So I went home and just, tried to figure out how to do it. So I made myself several, made my daughter several. She lives in Florida. She has them hanging on her, you know, some porch.
It'd be neat to have like several different ones. You can make them different lengths or hang them at different heights and just create a lot of really cool interest.
It goes on and on.
Yay!
So the one I'm going to make today is just really short. It's going to be like a little mini hanger because
Like an earring.
like a little jewel. Because I don't want to bore y'all half to death or to death watching me put beads on. That is like watching paint dry. It's not fun. So I'm going to make like a really short one to show you how to do the end and the top, you know, and then just how to glue the mirrors together. And I got these round mirrors at our local hobby store, if you get my drift. But there are square ones. And so you can either put square, you can do them on the diagonal. There's so much you can do. So just have to go check out and see what's there.
Okay, awesome. So let's go up on the porch and we'll start putting one together.
All right.
Oh, I'll give y'all a little tour as I'll walk slowly. I'll give her some time to get up there on the porch. You can see my cabbages. I was trying to do that cute little edible landscaping they're kind of playing out. Also, I didn't spray them for cabbage worms. This is what happens. Holes. There's a little girl. I grew a little girl in the garden. Look, she's looking for the little girl, y'all. She's like, where? I don't see one. Ellie, I'm talking about you. Hey, you want my bicycle? She wanted my bicycle. All right, so we gave Darlene, this is my collection site where plants come to live before they find a permanent home. In the garden, there's a pot that's in need of a residence to take up place in that pot.
All right, so I have several things out here on the desk, and I just thought I would show you different things to do.
Yeah, Miss Susan's here helping us. She's manning the children. David's over here helping us.
So you really need a super glue, and the reason for that is it lasts through everything. I have never had a mirror come apart, you know, because of super glue. So I just have several out here. This is the one that I prefer, and this is kind of weird, but you have to really follow the directions on opening it because it's kind of weird. So I'm just telling you, don't just open it and think you can go because you have to follow those directions. Okay, and then at the very top, you saw this part, right? And so this is the trolley part. Let me see if I can get it to go like it's supposed to go. There we go. So this is the trolley part, and you'll find this over in the fishing section. So there's this one. There's a smaller one. I just prefer the large. Okay, so here's the mirrors, and this is the one that I got at the hobby store. Okay, so, and I think these were from the other large place that starts with a W. So, and then this was also from there. Now, you know, if you want to get this certain pound or whatever, I think this was like $1.80 something. You can pay up to like $30 for that. I was just amazed when I saw that the first fishing line price for that much, because I'm like, why does it go?
Yeah.
But people are serious about this fishing, but you just need, you know, the stuff. So I would suggest that you get, you know, this is like, it will hold a 50-pound weight of fish, right? So you want it to be, but you also have to pay attention to how thick. See, I don't know if you can tell, but see how thick this is? And you want to make sure that it will go through a bead. So if your fishing line is too large and it won't go through the bead, then you're back to square one. So, and then
brand name of super glue, someone asked. This one that she likes to use is called Loctite.
Also, now this is like to make jewelry with, but it's sparkly, so I thought this would be great. However, when I got home with it, I realized it stretches. So don't use anything that stretches because that means your beads and everything are just going to be pulled down and stretched. So okay, so and then here are the beads. The beads that I bought this time are just acrylic beads, but as you can see, they're gorgeous.
Yes.
And so if you can't find glass beads, just look for ones that are faceted. See how this is faceted? And then this one has like a kind of a splotchy look to it, but they're plastic. They're acrylic, you know.
So you just want to look for things that are going to shine and reflect light.
Now these were at the hobby store and they were half price when I bought them. And then David found this at the W store.
Super shiny.
Super shiny. Okay, and then this is just a washer, and that's what I'm going to use to make the weight. So this is going to be the bottom, and then this is going to be the top, and I'm going to show you how to put the mirrors on.
Okay.
Okay, y'all ready to get started?
We're ready. Okay. And I'm just going to focus on the table so they can see what your hands are doing.
Okay, so I'm putting this through here. The most important thing is to give yourself plenty of room to tie, and then tie again. And then at the end, what I usually do is put a drop of super glue on the knot. And guys, when you use super glue, we're talking serious business here. I mean, it glues. So if you lay your jewelry down, see how many knots I'm putting? Then make sure you put it on wax paper or something that will, that's something I learned the hard way. I'm an art teacher, I think y'all know that. Okay, so I think that's enough. All right, so I'm going to leave this there until I'm completely finished, and I'm going to put a drop of super glue right there.
On top of the knot.
On top of the knot, just to be sure.
I'm the world's worst when working with super glue. I feel like I always get it on my fingers.
Yes, and you can, and you have to be so careful.
I'll tell you how to get it loose because I've done it.
Okay. Susan's going to tell us.
Sanitizer.
Hand sanitizer?
All the many wonders of hand sanitizer that we've been learning over the past few months.
Listen, if none of us don't have any hand sanitizer, there's a problem.
There's something going on. So hand sanitizer can be our answer for super glue on the fingers.
So you can see that I'm just putting the beads on, and what I'm trying to do is try not to put all the blues together. I'm on purpose, and I'm putting the larger ends of the beads down. I just think they look better when this is pointed up, because remember, this is the bottom and this is going to be the top, because I'm making a really, really short one just as a demo. Okay. So here we've got kind of a green one and blue one. I put another one of these really pretty kind of yellow ones, and then here's a blue one, and all the different shapes that I have. And here's that splotchy one we looked at. Okay, so now I'm going to show you how to do the mirrors. Okay, I'm going to weight this down because it's okay. So now I'm going to make sure that the beads are all the way to the bottom. Okay, and I'm going to put one. Let me make sure there's not a paper on there. Okay, it looks like there's something. Okay, guess not. Okay, I'm going to put one and make sure it's really tight. One right here.
If it's not tight, you'll just end up with that loose space.
Loose, you know, and I'm okay with it. I mean, and over a period of time, it is going to stretch. So
yeah, a little.
It's going to be okay. All right, so put the wire right down the center. I don't know if you can see it because it's okay. And then I'm going to see how this has a little side thing. Just put that much, and then you take this side, so you do not touch the glue, and put it on there. Ta-da! That's it.
That's it. Bam. And now you've got that pretty shiny on both sides, and when it twirls, you get right.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
I know.
How long does it take super glue to dry? Like quick. Okay.
2 seconds.
Okay.
So. Okay.
There we go.
And then
so you can just continue on. You don't have to wait.
Right. Oh, this one's kind of weird, so I'm not going to use that one.
I know that sounds like a strange question. I'm 35 years old. You think I would know how long it takes super glue to dry?
Well, you know, if you don't use it very often, you know. Okay. So these are kind of weird. They have the little hole at the top, and I want them to be right on the string. So I may have to get some more beads, but that's okay. I can see these two together. I'm really trying hard. Okay, so I opened this one a little bit, and I don't like to open them all the way because that just invites disaster.
Oh yeah, rolling beads
Yeah,
everywhere.
rolling beads and just so okay. So I like these green ones.
Me
and they
too.
have,
I love that
you know,
turquoisey. This is like my favorite color combination: blue, turquoisey,
yes.
greens.
Well, and I was thinking, I guess I'm kind of like wishing I could go to the beach.
Yes,
And
me too.
these are beachy colors. So I'll put another yellow one. And, you know, y'all can see what I'm doing. Just very simply choosing colors that, and you know, you can also with this one, see how these kind of go together. So I could easily mix these together. And once you make one of these, you'll be like, oh, I can make one for like my, you know, daughter, and I can make one for my grandmother, and
you know,
for...
I was thinking about this weight down here, that washer weight.
Yes.
You know, go to yard sales or you know, Goodwill or things like that, and all that costume jewelry. You know, there's that big gaudy stuff. You can just find that, and most of the time they have some kind of big medallion-y charm, something, you know, in the middle.
Especially like this.
Yeah.
Some of those, even women's old-fashioned pins.
Ooh,
you know,
yeah.
Take the pin off the back, and then maybe you could hot glue something on the back of it. So when it turns, you want to make sure everything has a front and a back
and looks
because
finished.
It's going to turn.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. All right. So I'm going to do another mirror just to show you. So here's that. I'm going to put the mirror right here. Okay, and I didn't put the top on the glue, so I hope it will behave. Okay. Let's put the hot glue right there, and then put the other one on top. And that is all. And just hold on to it just for a second so it doesn't slide off, because there is a little bit of a gap in there because the string.
Oh, right, because of the string.
Yeah. So, all right, now I'm going to just put a few more beads, and then I'm going to show you how to tie it off at the top. Because I was telling Celeste I didn't want to make a completely long one, because watching someone put beads on is like watching paint dry.
I know. It was probably kind of like that leaf casting I did last week. That's why it took so long.
that was interesting. I enjoyed that.
Oh, and I will say, while we're all here together, that I would recommend that if you do those leaf castings, that you let them sit longer than one day before you before you begin to work the edges and do the finishing work that we had talked about. I was so impatient. I started, obviously, that day. The example ones I had started the day before, and nearly all of them cracked somewhere. You can see them down here. I've repaired their cracks, and I will update you all on that on our Art and Garden Facebook page, how that's coming along. So they're going to be okay, but let them cure maybe something more like a week before you try to do your finishing touches on them. And then it could take, I think, several weeks before they fully cure. Yes. So you might want to wait even longer before you paint.
And it is easy to get impatient.
Yes, it is.
But they have to be, you don't have to cure before you can plant in them anyway.
Oh, yeah.
So, you know, but they're just so pretty. Okay, so I've done the end. I've done one mirror, two mirror, and since I'm making just a short one, I really like to leave a bunch of the string at the end. I don't like to cut it too close. And so this is the top. This is where it's going to hang. And this is the part that twirls, okay? And as I said earlier, this is like in the fishing section, okay? Because we looked for quite a while to try to figure out what we could find that would twirl, because we really thought it was important. So again, and it's not going to be, you know, perfect, but you're going to try to knot this as close to the top as you can. And again, see, this is really thick, so it's kind of hard to knot, but I wanted it really nice and thick so that it would be strong. I've got one of those biting flies.
Oh no, I can feel one on my arm too.
Can you? Yeah, so they're around my, I don't know why it's not letting me go, but you all get the drift. Okay, so you're going to tie this. There it goes. Finally, I hope. And you're going to tie it and tie it and tie it several times so that it stays. And then you're going to super glue the knots. That's just an added bonus. So see, you can see, I probably should have left more line at the end because even this seems like
It would have just made it easier to tie your knot.
So that's the hardest thing.
I'll get you some gum later.
You just
Okay?
had a popsicle. Yeah. What does that
It's
mean?
summertime.
I was gonna say that popsicle was gone a long time ago. Okay, so I'm just gonna stop there. So y'all learn that you need to leave at least that much, especially if it's this thick. Okay?
Okay.
All right, so here we go. I'm not gonna take you any more time, but I'm gonna super glue this just to make sure it stays. Okay, so here it is. And I'm gonna put this under it because I don't want to get it on the sheet. I'm just gonna super glue the knot. Just super glue it. And then I'm going to super glue this knot on the end and just make sure it doesn't come undone. And then I can take my scissors. Oops, cut that.
Trim the end.
And trim the end. Okay. Then when I lift it up, there it is.
Look how pretty. So beautiful. Get up close so everybody can see it.
And see these right here that you can actually see through. Good job, sweetie. I don't want you to put it in your mouth. Okay, you can have it. I just don't want you to put it in your mouth. Okay. So these that you can see through, you know,
Yeah.
are really the ones that glitter. So just as you're choosing your beads, you know, just think about that. You want things that the light can shine through. There you go.
Yay!
This is just a really short version. The ones that you saw at the trellis were probably twice this long at least. This is just a little short.
I can see me getting completely carried away and making them like ridiculously long.
Yeah, and as long as you have, you know, like you have a porch here, and you could put it.
Oh yeah.
Right there, you know.
These hooks were originally for a porch swing that was supposed to go there, and my friend built it for me. And well, he built us one of those like big swings, you know, like a bed swing, and it wouldn't fit. And so we couldn't put it up here. So that would be perfect to hang up here and create some sparkle. And this is where I put lots of my containers. So that would be real pretty. I also have, I've discovered I have a mockingbird nest inside that vine right there with eggs. And I'm going to rectify that later today. So isn't that pretty? Jason convinced me to do a container with caladiums. I don't usually use caladiums, which is weird because they're so pretty. I don't know why. I just, you know, it's not something I usually go towards. In geraniums, I don't usually use geraniums either, but I was just kind of shopping and getting whatever was available, you know, earlier this spring. So I feel like, wow, I have some really pretty containers.
Well, and the caladiums, I have one pot that's to the left of my door, and it's so shady there. The caladiums are really the only thing you can get to, like, and there's no flowers, you know, but the leaves themselves are beautiful. And so I don't have to worry about anything blooming or not blooming in the sun. They just are colorful all summer.
And I'll add this too. This over here, well, you can't really see it, but I can't get any closer. Maybe I can. I've never used this in a container. It was eucalyptus. Isn't that so pretty? It gives such a neat like texture and form. I love that.
And then you've got coleus.
Yeah, and
petunia,
everything else
licorice
hasn't
plant.
really like filled in, but I think when it gets really big,
Dianthus.
I think when it gets really big, it'll be super pretty.
I think so too.
So,
And then this diamond frost.
oh, I know. Don't you love diamond frost euphorbia?
And then another like a licorice vine. And then there's bacopa too. There's bacopa. I love bacopa.
And I think there's some on the back side of this one. I tried to make this pot one of those all the way around pots.
Yes.
So it looks like a whole completely different planter when you look at it from this side. Isn't that fun?
That's beautiful. I
Woohoo!
love those shiny beads.
Well, thank you, Darlene, for coming and showing us how to do those fun garden sparkle hangers.
So now all we have to do is just, I hope you saw the stuff.
Yeah.
And I kind of added it up in my head, and I think, especially since those beads were like half price, it was like $15 or maybe a little bit more. However, the best thing about it is it makes more than one.
Right.
So you have all of this stuff, and you can make several for yourself and for friends.
Yay!
So,
Fun. Well, thanks everybody for coming, and I'll post it on the Art and Garden Facebook page, and I'll put it on our Master Gardener website, so that we can and others can watch our demonstration for the coming months. Okay, thanks. Bye everybody.
all right.